Good morning. All right. Good morning. This is our winter foundation matching class this morning. And so, welcome everybody. Good morning. We are going to jump right in. And my name is Melissa. And so, I just want to kind of start by saying, like, when working with clients and choosing the right foundation, it typically seems to be the most intimidating thing for women who aren't super comfortable with makeup is foundation. And I totally get it because foundation can feel intense if you aren't used to wearing it because of there's like so many shades, there's so many different finishes, there's so many different types, and that can seem overwhelming. And so I would love to know in the comments, do you currently wear foundation? If yes, what type of foundation do you wear? Do you do liquid, powder? Do you do CC cream? Do you do a combo of the 2 or 3? Would just love to know, like, if you do you currently wear foundation? If yes, what kind? Liquid, powder, cream, all the things, okay? So let me know that, and then my next question is, if you are wearing foundation, like, do you love your current foundation that you're wearing? And then why or why not? Okay. So those are the 2 questions I would love to know in the comments because when there's confusion, it shuts down your mind to either not make a decision at all and just like, I'm just not going to wear any, or it can easily just like, you can fall into the trends of what you are seeing online. And that when you see online and if it's trendy, you don't know necessarily like that may or may not work for you specifically. And so I'm here to tell you that your face, the one that God gave you, is unique. And you have your specific skin tone, your specific undertone, and your skin type. And your foundation is going to be the star player, but it's going to play behind the scenes. Okay. Like the best foundation should not be seen at all. Okay. We do not want to see foundation. All right. And so skin tone and skin needs, those can change throughout the seasons of the year. And so I just want you to know you may need to reevaluate your skin from time to time with your consultant. So, for example, heading into the winter months, you may need to switch to a different foundation shade for the winter time. Okay, that would be different than what you're using in the summer. And so, if you do get matched in the winter and the summer, when you're in between seasons, fall and spring, you can mix your foundations to still have the perfect match all year round, because you have like you get nice and tan in the summer and then the winter you lighten up, and so those in between months it's kind of like you could be here or there, and so you can mix them. So I would highly recommend getting matched when you are the lightest and getting matched when you are at your darkest. Have those be your 2 shades, and then they can very easily mix and match for that. So let me just check the comments here really quick. Okay. This is good to know. We're going to talk about this today. So, yeah, just from changing summer to winter and being able to find the right color, matching the perfect tone. Cool. And a liquid or a CC cream. Great. Perfect. Okay. You guys are all in the right spot. So, this is perfect. All right. So, foundation lays the groundwork for any color that you apply next. So, your blush, your eyeshadow, and so just know like that it's gonna lay down the groundwork first. And along with primer, foundation is going to make your complexion just look more even, cover any flaws. And so I have 3 important questions for you. And so this is going to help you to figure out what foundation is going to be right for you specifically. And so I would love for you to type it in the comments as we go along with the questions, but also if you're taking notes, jot it down somewhere too so you have it in place, and then we can also see it in the comments so your consultant can see it too. So if you haven't tagged your consultant yet, go ahead and tag them so they know that you're watching as well, because we're gonna, throughout the whole day there's going to be so many different videos that are happening, and so by tagging them it gives them a notification to let them know where you are and all the things. All right, so number 1 question is, what benefits do you want most from your foundation? So that could be like age defying, it could be oil control, it could be you want some moisturizing benefits. You could say lightweight coverage or medium coverage or full coverage. So those are just a couple of examples of benefits. But what benefits do you want most from your foundation? And it can be a combo of the two as well. But go ahead and just put that in the comments of what benefits do you prefer in your foundation. Okay. And then number two, what is your skin type? What is your skin type? So, is your skin normal? Is it dry? Is it oily? Or do you feel like it's a combination? So, maybe it's like oily in your T zone, but kind of dry on your cheeks. Um, what's your skin type? That's the second thing. And then the third question is what is the foundation finish that you're looking for? Okay. Do you prefer something that is matte? Do you prefer something that is luminous or kind of dewy? Do you prefer more of a natural finish? Let me know what kind of finish you're looking for. Okay. So, those three things are going to be important knowing which foundation to choose moving forward. So, just make sure you have your answers for that. And the next thing I want to just mention is talking about skin tone versus undertone. Okay. And so, skin tone is the color of your skin that we can see, which just is like described as ivory, beige, or bronze. So ivory is the lightest color, whereas bronze is your darkest. And the skin tone can change. Okay. So especially when it's exposed to skin. So that's what we're talking about when I say winter, you're lighter, summer, you're darker. That is your skin tone. Okay. Undertone, on the other hand, is the color in your skin that you can't really see with your eye. Like it's this hidden color that's going to determine if your skin is cool, neutral, or warm. Okay. So your undertone does not change. Okay. Your undertone does not change. And I am going to pull this up on the screen here really quick so you can see. So here is an example. You can see skin tone ivory, very light, okay, beige in the middle, bronze, okay, and then undertones, you can't necessarily see this with your eye, but just knowing like this is a cool undertone, undertone, and a warm undertone, okay? So, when your skin is described as having cool undertones, it means that your skin has this more pink or bluish undertone to them. Cool tones have this maybe a pinkish tint to your face, your chest, your arms, and legs. And cool women tend to stay the same color year round. Okay, so they have a difficulty of getting tan. All right. And then your warm undertones are yellow, olive, golden, or kind of orange underneath. And warm undertones have this like maybe a gold tint to the face, arms, chest, legs. And usually warm undertones can build like a tan over time, or they can tan very easily if you have warm undertones. Okay. And then when a person has neutral undertones, it is kind of like this mixture of both like warm and cool undertones. And you may not be able to tell which one outweighs the other. Like you kind of just have this mixture. And so foundation tones can sometimes show up very yellow or pink on. So if you've ever put like a foundation on that's like, and it's all of a sudden it looks super yellow on you or it looks super pink on you, if the foundation keeps showing up like that on your skin, try a neutral undertone foundation instead. So neutral tones like kind of like lack bright pink and yellow pigments, like it's literally this combination of both. So you might fall right in on that borderline as well, okay? And so unlike your skin tone, undertones do not change, okay? And additionally, if you have a skin condition such as like rosacea, it might make your skin look a little pink on the surface. However, that does not necessarily mean that you have a cool undertone. Okay. So I know it's like so many things, right? But when you are identifying your undertone, it's that like any skin tone can be cool, warm, or neutral, and therefore you won't always be able to determine just by looking. So that is why it really is important to have like a professional like foundation match so you can literally see it kind of melt on your skin and it will completely disappear. And once we find that perfect match, it's you can just go about your day and know, like, confidently, like, okay, like my star key player is working in the background, and then you can do all your things and you don't have to worry about the line, seeing the line, whether it's light or dark or too orange or too pink or too yellow. Like, we're going to find your perfect match so that you can just go about your day super confident. Okay. And undertones is what makes your skin so unique. And it's the tone that comes through from the underneath of your skin before being exposed to sun or any kind of external influences. All right. And so the temperature and color of undertone of the skin need to be determined in order to get your correct foundation. So that is what we're going to do next, is to find out what your undertone is. Okay. And so what I want you to do now is taking notes. You're going to write these answers down and or put them also in the comments too. And so the first, I'm going to ask you the question, like, how does your skin respond to sun? Okay. And so if your skin burns or turns red easily, or if your skin tone stays the same all year round, or pretty much, okay, then you're probably a cool undertone. Okay. So if you burn and then or if you burn and get red very easily, okay, or if your skin stays the same all year round, you're going to be a cool. All right. If you like rarely burn, like you hardly ever burn, or if your skin tone will deepen throughout the summer, like it starts to get tan, then you're probably a warm undertone. Okay. If you sometimes burn, but then you get kind of a tan after, like you burn and tan, or if you're just like unsure, like you're like, I could be a little bit of either, then you're probably a neutral. Okay. And so there's a couple of other ways that we can kind of find undertones or confirm our undertones. And so, just a question, how many of you prefer to wear like silver jewelry or wear gray eyeshadow? And how many of you prefer to wear more gold jewelry and like maybe more browns, bronzy type eyeshadows? Okay. So those that prefer silver jewelry or silver and gray eyeshadow, you probably are a cool undertone. Okay. And if you prefer the gold jewelry, bronzy kind of eyeshadows, you're probably a warm. Okay. Because if you wear the other and it just looks off, it's probably because you are either a cool or warm. Okay. And then how many of you can wear both? You can wear both silver and gold. Those are our neutral girls. Okay. So you could pull off both cool and warm easily because you're like right in the middle on that borderline in that neutral area. Okay. So how I said we have kind of the cool undertones, warm undertones, mixed and neutral. So if you can do both, you're probably a neutral girl. Okay. So kind of keep that in mind and then see if it matches those foundation questions that I asked about your skin in the sun. Okay. Do those things align? All right. So that is like kind of step one with that. And then secondly, we are going to pick the right shade. Okay. And so one way to find that perfect shade is by doing a stripe test. And so what I'm seeing more and more is that women's faces are a lot like lighter on their neck and their body, which tells me that you're wearing SPF and you're protecting your face. And so yay for you. But when you go to match, then you want to bring up some of this color from the body up. And so, consultants, I'm going to talk to you for a second here. So, consultants, when you're matching your clients, you want to kind of match their chest or their neck area to bring up some of that color. Because if this is lighter and this is all darker down here, sorry, I did not wear a good shirt for this today. But if it's darker down here and you match this, then this is going to still be light and then this is going to be dark and it's going to look like it's not the right shade. Do you see what I'm saying? So we want all of this to kind of be more even. And so you're going to match some of this area up here to bring up some of that color to the face. Okay. So kind of keep that in mind. Another thing to remember is to be in natural light as much as possible when you're matching foundation, because if you're not in a well lit place, then shadows and things like that, we want to make sure that we're getting the right shade. Okay. So I'm going to match myself with a little stripe test here because what we want is for the stripe to completely disappear. And while I'm doing that, I am going to also check the comments. So, all right. So here's the first stripe here. Let's see what side I want to do. Move my mirror over here for a minute. Okay. So I'm going to do a little stripe test here. I'm going to pull it down to my neck. So jawline to neck. And then if I had a lower cut shirt here, I would see my chest color and be able to match that as well. So the first one I did is a cool. The next one I'm going to do is a neutral. I'll do that one right there. And I hope you guys will be able to see this on camera. I'm going to do a warm next. Okay, so I did 3 stripes, a cool, a warm, and a neutral. Okay, so I did the cool, the warm, and then the neutral. And I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not. But so I can see on my view. So I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera. I know you can see some stripes there. So the goal is for it to disappear. Okay. The other thing that we have is a virtual like quiz that you can take, and it's a really accurate test as long as you get your skin tone correct. It helps. Okay, so let me share my screen really quick here so you guys can see this, and then I'll pull up the quiz and we'll take it together. Okay, so here, let's see. Let me move that a little bit. Is it showing up okay? I feel like it's cutting off their heads a little bit. Okay, so with this, you will look at whose skin tone looks the most similar to yours. Okay. So, and then it'll match your undertones on there. So I know for me that I am in like the lightest beige. Okay. So if I look at these 2 women here, my skin kind of is close to theirs. Okay. And so that's what you're going to kind of look at, and you're going to remember which category you're in. Okay. So if you're light ivory, which is super porcelain skin, we have ivory all the way down to the deepest bronze. Okay. And so you're just going to kind of pick, because I know that these swatches, you're going to see these swatches again. Those are kind of hard to tell online of like, what am I? So if you're like, I still don't know what I am, Melissa, you can send me a screenshot of your face and I will tell you which category to pick. Okay. I will say, hey, do lightest beige or do regular beige or do light bronze, whatever you are, I will tell you, or your consultant can tell you as well. And then you're going to get a good match. Okay. So let me pull that up really quick, and we're going to take a quiz together. So this is what it'll look like, and I will share this quiz with you so you can take it as well. But I'm going to take this quiz for myself, and then we're going to see if it matches one of my stripes that I just did on my test. Okay. So you just go here, you click next. And here's those swatches that I was just telling you about. And so that I know that I am in the lightest beige category, I am going to click that and I'm going to hit next. Then it's going to ask me, what do I want my skin to look like? Do I want it matte or do I want it luminous? And I would like mine matte since I have more of an oily T-zone. Okay, I'm going to click next. And then here's the question about your skin in the sun. Do I burn and turn red easily? Do I sometimes burn and my skin deepens afterward, or do I rarely burn? So I know that I sometimes burn and then my skin tone gets a little bit darker after that. Click next. And then what is my benefit that I want? Do I want it to be weightless? Do I want it to be all day? Do I want it to have age define? And I really love weightless, comfortable feeling on my skin. And so now I'm going to find my match. All right. So your match is beige and 150. So it is a neutral. It knows that I'm kind of in the middle. And that is actually the middle one on my face. And so I I know that that is my shade. So I'm like, I hope that you guys can see that it's like the one that has completely disappeared and that you cannot see. But here's the thing. So it tells you about the benefits. You can shop your shade, and then here's the other thing. Like it will tell you if that one, when you match it, if it's a little bit off, there's two other recommendations that we can try. And so it's super, super simple. It even gives you some tips of if you want full coverage, medium coverage, or sheer coverage of which brush to use as well. But I wanted to just show you how simple that quiz is. And so if you do want to try to get a match, and maybe you're not local to your consultant where she can do a physical stripe test on you, you can do a quiz and then we can send you samples in the mail. So it's super, super simple. So I wanted to show you that. And now we're going to go ahead and apply it. And the first thing is I am a really big advocate of doing CC cream first. And CC cream stands for complexion corrector. So it's kind of like this all over face concealer. It's sheer coverage. So any blemishes, rosacea, dark spots, aging spots, scarring, it will even them out. Okay. If you put CC cream on first, then your foundation over it, girl, like it's like so good because it's a complexion corrector. It's ready to just correct the complexion before you start foundation. And so you may even find that you could wear it by itself. Okay. And then we have our liquid foundations in matte or luminous, which is what that quiz recommended. And so I am going to show you that as well. All right. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Do you guys have any questions at all? All right. Here is the foundation that I'm going to be using. So the matte is more of a matte finish. Luminous is going to give you that glow, but the skin loves water, and these foundations are water based. And so it like welcomes it in. So what that means, it's going to allow for this look just to look like your skin versus this like made up mask on your face, right? And that sits on your face. Like nobody wants that with their foundation, okay? And so a bonus about this foundation is it's age fighting as well. So it's like you're getting your skincare with your foundation, and it is a buildable medium coverage. And so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do CC cream first, and you'll see I do have some like pink and redness in my skin a little bit. Let me pull my face back up here. I have a little bit of pinkness and redness up here. So I'm going to, you'll see that the CC cream is going to really even that out. So I'm just going to do like a pump and a half. And actually before that, let me pause. I'm going to do my primer first. So like Jenna said, primer is like a spackle for your face. So it's going to fill in any pores, cracks, lines, all of the things. And it's just going to allow for that even complexion. And then once your primer is on, we are going to go ahead with that CC cream, which is that complexion corrector. So I like to do the dot method, like do some dots and then just blend it in. Right. Do you see how it's just kind of evening out my skin tone? It is still very sheer. And it's like lightening me up, right? Make sure everything is in. Okay. So there's that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is the foundation. And I am the neutral beige N150. This is a really great question. So like our CC creams are very sheer. We only have 5 shades. And so that one is like super simple to match. Um, super simple to match because a little like goes a long way and it spreads out very evenly. So I would say if you are super light complected or that you um, just feel very light, you can do very light. So I use very light today on my CC cream. And so that will go from just like your ivory skin tones. Okay. And then we have a light to medium, which could be still ivory skin tone. And it could also go into like a light beige skin tone as well. Um, then we have medium to deep. So now you're getting in the beige, like a deeper beige skin tone. Then we have deep, which is our bronze skin tone, and then we have very deep. So it's even darker, like the deepest of bronze skin. So if it's kind of like fallen into those little categories, it will spread if you're super light. You know what I'm saying? Like it will blend in very easily. But if you need help, again, you can just ask your consultant or you can send me a picture and I'll say, hey, this will be your shade. Um, so, yeah, your consultant can definitely help with that piece of it too, because they're very sheer. So, all right. So, what I want to note to you, like this has completely taken out all of the redness in my skin. It matches my neck color. Okay. But when you look at me, I almost look, it looks a little like light or like, oh, like I don't have any color in my face right now. Right. And so those of you that are like, I just wear foundation and then I head out the door, I just want to say, like, once you start adding color, so cheek color or some natural contouring or eye color, it's going to bring that life back to your skin. We do not want to see the foundation. And right now, you cannot see the foundation. Like, it's just completely even me out, which is going to lay that groundwork so we can build on top of that. Okay. And then from here, you can set with a powder, a translucent powder, or even a setting powder. So just going to do that really quick. We're going to just set everything in place. And as we go out through the day, more and more will be added to my face and it will be done and it will be great. But you can see, right? Like it's a completely even, good match. All right. Comment match if you do want your foundation matched in the comments, and we'll get you that quiz and we'll follow up with you and make sure that you have all of that. I would also love, before we hop off, to know, do you have an idea of which type of foundation you would prefer to wear? And my second question is, did you figure out what your undertone was? Those are my two questions for you. Um, so good. Just checking the comments really quick. All right, friends. Thanks for being on for your foundation matching. We'll see you again here in 2 minutes.